Hi guys, so if you have seen the short for the few people, you may have seen that I did a teaser asking can you guess what the next video is about based off of this. And that is, hold on. And that is covering one of these plastic utensil knives in plastic from a 3D pen. I'll go over like what you should do first and stuff. But what I do recommend is for the top part, do transparent filament if you do. And for the handle, use the opaque filament, like this purple. And also, if you also wonder where you could get like colors like transparent and like transparent colors and metallic colors, it's from the Mica 3D filament set, 32 colors, coming out to 320 feet. On Amazon for around $11.99 with Prime shipping. It's the best probably because it actually does have like a wide color selection, while also staying in a good price range. And currently I'm trying to take this tape off of my filament. This right there. Sorry. Get some. There we go. So now that we have our clear filament ready, we put it into the back of the pen. Sorry if you can't see. Put it into the back of the pen. And then we press the forward button where my thumb is. So practically we want to cover this top part all the way until this area. You see a curve if you have this brand of knife. You could do this with any plastic knife. Just this is the brand I have of whatever it is. That's the filament that I used yesterday on the second 3D pen. I mean, the other knife. There's a little bit left over from when I extrude it outwards. And this process is very slow. You have to kind of be patient because not only do you have to cover both sides, you also have to cover these edges. Which this does take some time. And though after you make it, if you can, you can feel like the top part once it's like cooled and it feels like crystalline. And you can kind of see how that plays in with the texture of what you can see. And also, just to mention, also for the 3D pen, it's the Mint 3D Super 3D pen. It doesn't have like OLED screens, but it's not very fancy also, but it's a good price at $40 plus the filament. And it comes with PLA, which is a good starter filament, because even though it is so hot like ABS is actual plastic, so it releases styrene fumes, which are toxic. Versus PLA, which does release fumes, but they smell sweet and they aren't harmful because they are made out of corn. So we can see once we're done, we have this nice green transparent coated front. But then we also need to do the back. Also, for the full effect. And you could see like the patterns on this side. And you could just do it one way so that like you could see like the cool patterns on the other side and see like the crystalline on this side. But I like doing both sides filled in. This color reminds me of aloe vera. Like the stuff that you put on like sunburns. It's just like that mint green. That just reminds me of it. And also in this process, you do cover the sharp parts. And also, we're close to 10 subscribers, so if you want to help us reach that, it's completely free, and you can go down below this video and press subscribe and like to help share this video and help us reach the 10 subscribers. Like we did 100 views. And I will be releasing the video on how to use a 3D pen, which in this case would be this Mint 3D Super one. So you can keep an eye out for that one. It's probably gonna come later the day this is coming out. Though it might be a little bit on the later side. So like in most places it's gonna be dark, other than on the other side of the world. And now we just seal it up to make sure it doesn't come off with this. And I do also recommend like protection, like gloves that can resist up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit for protection, because I have burned myself on this pen. So I would like to just put that out there. And also I do recommend, if you can't find any that come soon, I do recommend something like going to like your local like Target or Walmart and finding an aluminum baking sheet, because they do have ridges, but they resist up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit versus 430. So they don't like start turning to liquid on you. And also, you may think this is a paid video, and they gave me this stuff because I keep mentioning it and saying it, but no, I did get these with like actually paying for them. Which is why I'm saying like how I got it through like Amazon and stuff, and I will leave links for the things in the comments. And now we see we have displayed, but now we just need to do the transparent part to get a result like this. As we can see, it's similar already because of the translucent parts. But now we just use this back button right here, where my thumb is, and you press it, and it starts to eject the filament. And even though you may not see it from your end, it does eject pretty fast. Sorry for the view here. Okay, now that we're done with the mint green filament, now we can take our purple filament and do the same thing with it. Put it into the back of the 3D pen and press the forwards button. And you do have to wait, and I also recommended that if you're doing this, start near the blade, because it will pop out with some of the filament from when we use it for the blade. So as we can see here, it quickly becomes opaque. Oh no, also, I will do prints for live events, sports games, and other things, and celebrations, and also holidays. Sorry if you heard that, that was just a notification. I'm not sure why that went off. And you can slowly see how it goes from just a plain plastic knife to this artwork. And also, this amount of filament, you could get a lot out of it for the cheap $11 price tag. Let's just close off the edges so that I don't have to worry about them. Now we can fill it in. Oh, and also, I will start to make like actual builds and stuff with the 3D pen. Just currently, this cooking pan is a non-stick, so it is unfortunately after a little bit, as we can see here. Oh, it has. As we can see here, it doesn't stick very well. So I kind of have to just. These some of the utensils I do recommend for when using is gloves, frying pan, baking sheet if you want to, wax paper if you want to do like actual builds. Baking sheet or like a titanium cutting board is also very good. because it can withstand up to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and it also is flat. And of course, my set of things, I will, this is the video that I will link them in, so that you don't have to search and try to find for them. You just have to go down below my video name on this video, and go to the description, and you just have to click on the links and it'll bring you there. And don't mind if it gets into those little crevices, because we'll just cover them up anyways later on. As we can see, we're almost there. To covering the plastic bits. Sorry for my speaking right there. And now you can see that we're mostly covered up except for the edges. So once we do that, I'll show you something that we can do. So now that we're done with that side, we can start on this side. There's something that I am wondering is if you could take like a power bank and plug like the cord in for USB-C and plug it into this. I wonder if it would last because of how much energy it needs. That's why it's plugged in. So I'm just wondering. And also, I do recommend the 3D Doodler Start Plus for like starters, because it's way lower temperature, so you don't need as much protection. So I will also link that in the description so that you can find that easily and get it just in case you want a pen that won't burn you. Though for like professional use, like structures and stuff that you want to build up from down instead of just like sheets that you attach together, I do highly recommend this one. So now that we're done with that, we extrude outwards the purple filament. And here's something special we can do. We could leave it like that because it still looks cool. Or we could do with like the other one that I showed you, and fill it in with more transparent filament that's different from the blade. And also, you could do it with spoons and forks, though I just felt like this is probably the easier and best one. Because this idea I got from using it. Oh, that would actually be cool also. Fill in those little areas. Not with transparent filament. Wait, hold up. There's this filament trapped inside of my filament. I'm trying to unravel this, but it's not working. Oh, there we go. I finally got it. Instead of transparent filament, we do metallic filament. And even though it didn't look metallic, if you look closely, it is shiny. So let's just detach that stringy part. And then, hold up, it's a little bit tangled here. Okay. We put it in. We wait for it to turn solid green. Right there. And we extrude inwards the filament. And like I said, I do recommend starting on the filament color that you used last on here. Stop. And now. And I recommend just bridging over. Like this for now. And now that we're almost there, well, we are there. You can see that it's like a little wall right there. So once we do this one, I'll show you what we can do next. Because you could bridge over, or you could fill that space in completely to make it more solid and more structurally and have more structural integrity. And also the extrusion temperature, I did kind of hint it with mentioning the baking sheet that I use, but the extrusion temperature is anywhere from like 390 something to 410 degrees Fahrenheit, so just would like to let you know the extrusion temperature. Now we have this cool little metallic plate design, and we just repeat it with this one. And also, I do recommend 3D pens instead of printers, because it's more open and you don't need a program, and plus you can make artworks that actually seem human, instead of like something that like you just let a computer do. after you give it the commands to do it. And there we go. Now we have your plastic coated plastic utensil knife. So thanks for watching. And I am hoping that later today, if not tomorrow, from this video's release, we do reach 10 subscribers, so that I can do my 10 subscriber special with a little plaque like I did for the 100 views special. If you haven't watched that video yet. And also I did do a short about it. So, yeah. Bye.